I come from a family that was deeply steeped in the church. My father grew up in a Lutheran children's home, an old Augustana Lutheran Church children's home in Joliet, Illinois, where he met my mother, who was preparing for work as a missionary. Until she received a call, she found work in the children's home where my dad grew up. And while my mother never became a missionary, my dad ended up working in a factory for many, many years. They both continue to be very, very much involved in the church. Very much involved in the church. My dad was a Sunday school teacher for 45 years. My mother was a Sunday school superintendent for more than 25 years, served on multiple church councils and call committees. So I grew up around the church, very much involved in the church. I served on church councils and myself, on the church softball and basketball teams and all of that. And I think one day my pastor said to my mother in passing as she was leaving the church after worship, shaking the pastor's hand, he said, "Has Mark ever considered going to seminary? He's around this place so much." My mother mentioned that to me after worship. She said, "You know, Pastor said you might want to consider going to seminary." And I had thought about it when I was growing up. My friends always used to say, "Well, you'll be a pastor someday. You're going to be a preacher someday." But I never really took it seriously until that time when my mother brought up what the pastor said. And so I pursued that. And sort of at the last minute decided to put my application in to the seminary. I approached my bishop. My bishop said, "Well, you might need to hurry this along a little bit." And I did, and everything was just expedited, and I got my stuff into John Kaufman at the registrar's office, and before you know it, I was off to Philadelphia Seminary, and the rest is history. I met my best friends there, I met my wife there, and couldn't go wrong. It was, other than marrying my wife, the best decision I ever made. It's wonderful.